This new AI technology is being developed to authenticate sneakers by giving them the smell test. We've had a look at the next line of Adidas Fear of God basketball sneakers, and yeah. And Nike have gone all nostalgic on the advertising for the upcoming Air Jordan 11 by recapturing the campout moments, but it's missing a few key characters. And we've got a whole bunch of other sneaker related stories to talk about in this week's sneaker wrap. Let's kick things off by recapping this week's biggest sneaker releases. First and foremost, we had the Cortez Air Huarache trainers, which went live last night on the Cortez website. The items went live at 7. People got the email notifications about 7:13 or whatever. So by the time people were allowed in to buy the stuff was gone. This might not have been the case for everybody, but it was indeed the case for me. The Air Huarache trainers were £190, which is a pretty hefty price point. Also pretty hefty were the prices on the clothing items as well. If you missed out on this drop, don't worry, these are going to be dropping at a later date via the normal retailers as well as the Nike sneakers app, and they may well stagger out the release to include 2 of the other colorways of the Air Huarache trainers that we haven't yet seen. Also had the Air Jordan 9 Olives released today, and of course the big release this week were no doubt these, the Wu-Tang Dunks, a sneaker that we have been waiting for a long time now. This sneaker represents this whole grail retro era that we're in the midst of with Nike, and I'm pleased to say that at least for me this was a pretty easy come up on the Nike sneakers app. I didn't really even bother going into any raffles for these. I had the suspicion these were going to be a relatively easy cop, and I've seen a lot of people out there taking dubs for these, which I think is fantastic. Did you guys manage to come up? Feel free to let me know down below. Rightio, let's get into the news, and I want to start off with this story here, which could bring about the end of fake sneakers as we know it. Now I know this of course isn't going to bring about the end of fake sneakers, because fake sneakers have to a large extent become accepted in modern sneaker culture, but at least this particular technology is going to make it way easier to determine which sneakers are real and which sneakers are fake, and it's all based on AI scent recognition, which is crazy. This company here, Osmo Labs, is like a tech startup, and one of their aims is uncovering advanced methods of counterfeit detection. They have technology that uses AI-enabled sensors to identify specific scent profiles that can be matched to genuine sneakers. And unlike most goods and clothing, shoes are made with a variety of chemically treated materials, adhesives, and other components that give off identifiable scents. And because fake factories tend to source cheaper materials in order to cut back on costs, there is an objective difference in the scent components contained within authentic sneakers compared to fake sneakers. This is why you see a lot of these videos online showing legit checkers sniffing the shoe in order to get a sense for whether or not the sneakers are real or fake. Now, according to Business of Fashion, this startup has already worked with an unnamed but well-known secondhand sneaker vendor to run its pilot experiments. And they've already run some tests on 2 different Nike silhouettes, comparing 10 real sneakers and 10 fakes, and their sensors have already performed with 95% accuracy. Jordan Brand have created a nostalgic advert depicting a sneaker campout for the upcoming Air Jordan 11 Legend Blues, or the Columbias, that is set to drop this holiday season. And when you look at this, okay, it does drum up the feelings, it does bring back the memories of camping out for sneakers if you're old enough or you've been in the game long enough to remember. My own opinion is that this depiction here is a little bit inaccurate. It's missing a few key characters. 1, there's not nearly enough shady looking reseller type people in this line to make it believable. 2, there's way too much evenness between guys and girls. I'm not trying to hate on the women or anything like that, but these sneaker campouts are generally comprised of mainly men, because generally speaking, the women don't need to camp out for these because there isn't as much demand for their sizes. 3, there needs to be that sort of random guy that has given himself the authority to walk around with a clipboard or a random piece of paper, taking the names down of people that are in the line in no particular order, so as to give this list to the security when they eventually turn up, only for this list to be completely dismissed when the doors open. And this line is way too orderly. I mean, this seems to be like a traditional queue where you have one person after the other. Any type of sneaker campout queue has got all sorts of deviations and variations and bottlenecks. And lastly, everybody is way too friendly. There's no fights, there's no arguing, there's no dodgy looks. I mean, I'm all for the nostalgia, but the least they could have done is made it somewhat more accurate. The irony, of course, with this sneaker is that there would not be campouts for this shoe in 2024. These are going to be absolute bricks. StockX CEO Scott Cutler has stepped down, and StockX have officially introduced their new CEO Greg Schwartz, who was a co-founder, and he is going to be taking over the role in 2025. Balenciaga and Under Armour have a couple of sneakers coming out that you can actually go online and pre-order now if you have absolute for brain. No. There are two sneakers available. You've got the triple XL sneakers, which are these ridiculously oversized sneakers that, to be fair, like from a silhouette perspective, don't look too bad. And these are going for $1,190. In the UK, it's about £850. And then you have the hyper sneaker, which is this kind of like crazy technical aqua sock type thing, which are going for $990. I'm not mad at them aesthetically, but when you take into account the ridiculous price point, it just feeds into that narrative around Balenciaga being a complete social experiment at this point. Do I think these are going to be popular? Yeah, I do think these will be quite popular. Asics and Studio Hagel have made an Asics sneaker that is completely made out of trash. Well, not trash. I mean, for some of you guys, you might think this is actual trash, because I know a lot of you guys out there do not like Asics, but these new Asics are being made with old Asics, which, yeah, could constitute trash for some of you guys. And these are called the Neo Curve, and they're built out of materials sourced from, as I said before, discarded past shoes. And to achieve this, Asics have teamed up with Fast Feet Grinded, which is an EU company centered on footwear recycling, who are able to separate the various textiles and materials from the different shoes to make them reusable more efficiently. And at least from an aesthetic perspective, these look pretty sweet, man. Fortnite users are going to be able to get the Jordan 1 reimagined black toe before us. What is this all about? I don't play Fortnite. I'm not really into it, but I know a lot of you guys out there are probably addicted to it. No, I'm only joking. But no, for real, on November the 12th, you are going to be able to cop these black toe Jordan 1s inside the game as part of the game's Chapter 2 Remix update. Nike and Jordan are the initial partners. Fortnite has confirmed that other brands will eventually be able to join the lineup. And these kicks are compatible with over 500 of the most popular Fortnite outfits. And you can unlock the Air Jordan 1 Black Toe Reimagined in the Remix Pass November the 12th with version 32.10. I don't know what that means. Right, let's talk about some new looks, some updated information with regard to some sneakers we know about and don't know about. I want to start off with these, man. Nigo has released some really good looks at the Air Force 3 Baroque Browns, which are set to release this holiday season. This pair here looks very similar to another khaki or brown pair that we've seen leaked before in the past, and they have a way more sort of textured arrangement than the previous patent leather joints. Some thick horsehair that overcomes the base layer, some corduroy around the collar, you've got some terry cloth that drapes the sock liner, then you've got some embossed text on the leather overlays. And apparently this Baroque brown colorway, as well as the khaki pair I mentioned before, are going to release a little bit later on this year to close out the year, and are likely going to be priced around $160, much like the previous pairs. We've had our first look at the Adidas Fear of God Basketball 2, and the reactions out there I've seen are pretty mixed. Remember, Jerry's first collaboration with Adidas on the Basketball 1 got criticized heavily because the shoe looked like it had just come straight out of 2016 or 2017. It didn't really feel like he had moved on from his successful collab with Nike. These do look like they're a little bit more updated for the modern age, but I'm getting Adidas tubular vibes from some of these. I'm getting Skechers vibes from some of these. Let's talk about the low tops first. In this black colorway, I think they look pretty nice. This is a clean colorway. This is a clean looking silhouette for sure. They do still look a little bit heavy, and they look like they would be a disaster for your ankles if you were to roll them. They've got this big, massive, bulbous tab on the back as well, which I'm not really feeling. And these salmon ones, I don't know, bro. They look like tubulars to me, or maybe some Skechers. The high tops are a little bit more streamlined. They look a little bit leaner, a little bit meaner. They kind of look a little bit more updated, but I don't know, man. Would these be good for playing basketball in? I'm not sure. Would these be nice to wear casually? I'm not sure. What's the price point gonna be? High? I'm sure. We've got a running collection to look forward to next year from Nike. This is the Ikeden collection, which channels the fiery spirit of the Zoom Streak Spectrum from back in the day. And there are 4 pairs in the pack, all donning the same type of color inspiration. You've got the Alpha Fly 3, the Vapor Fly 3, the Zoom Fly 3, and the Rival Fly 4. And the pack has been designed to celebrate Japan's long distance relay runners. And although this has been labeled as a 2025 collection, these are actually going to be available on November the 22nd in Japan, followed by a global launch on December the 4th. We've had our first look at the Air Jordan 3 Maniere diffused blue. Now, I can remember some leaked rumors around an Air Jordan 3 diffused blue that weren't associated with Maniere. I don't know whether they were Maniere all along, or maybe there's like a separate colorway that I'm forgetting. But in any event, if we have a look at this pair here, they look very similar to the pair that we had seen leaked previously. These just have the Maniere touches, which feature the rough cut suede panels on the rear as well as around the collar. You've got the oxidized back tab. The quality looks pretty nice according to these images with the tumble. Nice colorway, nice looking quality as always. This would be the 3rd Air Jordan 3 Maniere. Are they doing too much? Are they going a little bit too hard on the same olds? I mean, don't get me wrong, these are nice. This is a lovely shoe, but these have bricked, indicating that maybe people are a little bit bored of these collaborators doing the same old type of thing with the same old retros. What do you guys think? Adidas are teaming up with CP Company on a pretty exciting collaboration, and bro, they've got like 6 sneakers as well as some apparel. They've wheeled out some UK legends for the media campaign. And if we go through just the sneakers first, you've got the Adidas Italia Special, which are pretty nice in this kind of blue colorway. You've also got the Manchester Special as well, which comes in the sort of iconic Manchester light blue. You've also got this SL83 Helvellyn Special. Got the Wimberley in a couple of different colorways. And these are all going to be releasing on November the 12th via the Confirmed app, as well as your normal retailers. We've had the official retailer images of the Little Yachty Air Force One lows that are supposed to be coming out this month sometime. These are the Concrete Boys joints. Some speculation indicates that these are going to be debuting at ComplexCon this upcoming week. And the latest, very plain Jane, very understated, very, I want to say, boring hip-hop Air Force One sneaker crossovers. And whilst they are very plain, very simple, very boring, I'm sure these will still be really popular. After all, Little Yachty is very influential these days in terms of his music, in terms of his fashion, and he is also a genuine sneakerhead with a pretty crazy collection. So yeah, I think even though these are pretty simple, pretty boring, they are still, yeah, pretty fire. What do you guys think? We've also had some official retailer images of the Air Jordan 1 High 85 Breds. This is a pretty exciting sneaker for next year, but it has also sparked a lot of debate online, with the price point coming in at $250. Bro. One of the other things that has been a subject for debate is the shape. These are supposed to be modeled on the 85 shape, and some people reckon these look a little bit like mids. And yeah, I guess from certain angles, they kind of do have that mid-top vibe, particularly from the rear. But at least from the side profile, these, in my opinion, look really nice. These do also depart from the traditional use of the tumbled leather, which is a really nice, soft, sort of easy to wear leather material. These seem to feature the slightly more stiff leather that takes a lot longer to break in and isn't particularly comfy off the rip. But setting aside all of those controversies, I think these look really nice. I think these are going to be really popular. And if they decide to make these quite limited, like they have previous 85 joints, and if they give us things like the dust bag, these will no doubt sell out. That $250 price point is not going to put people off. Now, speaking of high price points, Nike are going to be increasing the price of Kobe's next year. I'm not sure if this price hike is going to apply broadly to all Kobe models, but at least in the case of the Kobe 5 Protro Year of the Mambas, these are now going to be tipping the $200 price mark. Now I know other pairs like the Kobe 9 High Elites have come in at that over 200 price points, but this, just for like a normal Kobe low, is getting up there. These normally come in at $190, which is already a bit high. And so to see normal low top Kobe's now tipping the $200 mark without much real justification that I can see, okay, maybe this embroidered snake or something on the side is the reason why they're a little bit more expensive. I don't know, but with the prices starting to increase more and more consistently, it's definitely putting a lot of people off buying sneakers in general. Bape and Adidas are teaming up on the Orketro, and when I first saw this image, I thought these were Bape's new runners, the Sharksters or whatever they're calling them. But no, these are actually the Orketros, and they've gone at it with a few different colorways that look pretty cool. These are releasing in the next week or two, November the 15th to be exact. They're going to be $200. You've got this black colorway, which I like. I think these look pretty sweet. You've also got this sort of purpley maroon type colorway, as well as this bright blue, green, yellow, almost Brazil looking colorway as well. And if I'm being honest, I can see these honestly sitting and going on sale. Bape isn't really moving like it used to, let's be honest. We've been talking a little bit about the Jordan 3 Rare Air and the Jordan 4 Rare Air, but one Rare Air sneaker that's coming out next year from Nike and Jordan brand is the Jordan 1, which is going a little bit under the radar, which is, I guess, to be expected given the level of interest in Jordan 1s has completely fallen off a cliff. But I actually think this colorway here, which is called the Rare Air Cinnabar, is pretty nice. And this sneaker features, a little bit like the 3s and 4s, some interesting inclusions, including the Nike on the tongue rather than the Nike Air. You've got the Rare Air printed on the insole, and then you've also got a couple of different Wings logos. On the lateral side, you have the normal Air Jordan Wings logo, and then on the medial side, you've got this sort of inverted color, or this black color Nike Air on the collar. The quality on these looks really nice. I'm digging the suede around the ankle collar, the double laces, the oxidized midsole. These look really nice in my opinion. If these were to go on sale, this is a pair that I would consider picking up. In fact, they probably will go on sale. We've had a couple more Air Jordan 17 Low collabs announced for next year. This one from Infinite Archives. We don't really know anything about the sneaker itself. We've just got this mock-up to go off, but I don't know, it seems like the Jordan 17 has been one of the surprise releases for the year, with the UNC and the Lightnings going on to command a lot more resale than most Jordans are these days, and with rumors of a Supreme collab for next year, as well as the, I guess, fatigue a lot of people are starting to feel with regard to the lower numbered retros. Maybe the higher numbered Jordan retros are set for a little bit of a trend. I don't know, we'll see. Got some updates with the Nike Air Max Thunder and Kids of Immigrants collab that is set to release this December. Previously, we'd just seen this purple colorway, and now we are hearing reports and seeing images that we've got a sundial as well as Persian violet colorway that's going to be releasing alongside. $190 is the price point for these. Materials look pretty dope. They dial into this utility aesthetic and this outdoor sort of ACG inspired Gorpcore trends that we're still seeing pop off a lot in the streets. Apparently these are going to be packaged in the throwback brown orange box from the early to mid 2000s. Sometime in December is now the speculated release dates. I think these are pretty cool. We have another What the Duck Dunk releasing courtesy of Oregon's Division Streets. These are supposed to be coming out in the same type of manner than the What the Ducks from last month, which was a little bit of a farcical release, to be fair. I mean, these things often are, they sort of feel a bit fixed, don't they? But this pair here, unlike the previous colorful What the Ducks, is just a triple black joints. Definitely look pretty cool. These are going to be very limited, something like 5,000 pairs. The retail price is going to be $300. Quality on them looks really nice. They come with a whole bunch of Oregon colored type laces, but yeah, I wouldn't hold out much hope for getting your hands on these. Fifth member of the Nike SB Supreme collab has finally been revealed this week. It's a purple colorway. We've seen some very small leaked images showing this partial from the sneaker, giving it away completely, and so we can now look forward to this entire set of Supreme SBs. Right, let's finish off by talking about the sneakers you might want to keep an eye out for this week. November the 11th, you have the Air Jordan 11 Bred Velvets. November the 12th, you've got the CP Adidas collaboration featuring all those sneakers I went through earlier, as well as the Clobber collection. But I think the big sneakers this week that everybody's going to be keeping an eye out for and hoping to cop are going to be these. You have the Travis Scott Jumpman Jacks in the mocha colorway. Keep an eye out for all of the different retailers that are going to be running raffles for these this week, and you're also going to be looking out for, I'm sure, the Air Jordan 4 Fears. Also, raffles are out there right now if you guys want to jump into those. Good luck on copping one or the other or both if you're lucky enough to do so. For me, those are the two big bangers of the week. And that is it for this week's sneaker wrap. Thank you guys as always for taking the time to watch the video. If you want to support the channel, all you got to do is just hit the like button down below and comment for the algo. I really would appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you on the next one. Take care for now and peace.
Hey, new beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, move G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword, swinging blades at these scrubs. Flock like bugs to the light, getting right. Treat my hoes like these raps. I don't really got a type. Off top bullshit. All I needed was a mic. Hey, pass the rock, it's all butter. Pack your bag.